Hello, good morning students. How was your meeting yesterday? Enjoyed? So, we covered Indo-China border disputes, then Indo-Pak war. Wars and peace with Pakistan. We already covered the first part of that topic, wars and peace with Pakistan. So we studied that in 1947. There was a proxy war. Actually, the war was fought for Kashmir on the request of the ruler of Kashmir. What was the reason behind this war? From Pakistan, a tribal group attacked Kashmir. At that time, Kashmir was not a part of either Pakistan or India. So, when the tribal group attacked Kashmir, the ruler of Kashmir sought the help of India. So, because of that reason, this war between India and Pakistan occurred for the first time in 1947. Then proxy war means a war instigated by a major power which does not itself become involved. Okay. So at the end of the war, this issue was referred to UN. Then Pakistan emerged as a critical factor in India's relations with US and later with China. Then we studied that in the initial stages or immediately after our independence, both the countries followed a policy of cooperation. It was mainly for the purpose of restoration of women to their original families. So I mentioned that at the time of partition, many women were abducted from their own families. Many women were abducted from their own families. So, restoration of these women became essential. So, immediately after our independence, both the governments followed a policy of cooperation mainly for the restoration of women to their original families. And there was a dispute between these two countries on the sharing of river waters. Then we studied that India-Pakistan Indus Waters Treaty was signed, and the leaders who signed the treaty were Nehru and General Ayub Khan. It was in 1960. So, there was an armed conflict in the year 1965. Then Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Indian Prime Minister. Attacks were on the areas Jammu and Kashmir and Rann of Kutch in Gujarat. Then the Prime Minister ordered for a counter offensive. Then our forces reached close to Lahore. Then this case also there was UN intervention. Then at last in 1966, January 1966, Tashkent agreement was signed between India and Pakistan. There was the mediation of Soviet Union. Okay. So Tashkent agreement in the year 1966. And because of this war, there was a worse economic condition in India. Our economic condition became worse as a result of this conflict. Okay. So now I am going to take Bangladesh War of 1971. Bangladesh War of 1971. So you all know that this Bangladesh was also a part of Pakistan. So this Bangladesh war was actually related to the freedom struggle of East Pakistan or Bangladesh. Okay. So in 1970s there was internal crisis in Pakistan. So the first general election occurred in 1971, and this election resulted in a split verdict. That means in West Pakistan, which party became victorious? Pakistan People's Party. Pakistan People's Party under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto became victorious in West Pakistan. Then in East Pakistan, Awami League led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became victorious. Okay, so first general election occurred in Pakistan in 1971, and it resulted in a split verdict. In the western part of Pakistan, or in West Pakistan, Pakistan People's Party won the election. Okay, and it was under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Then in East Pakistan, who became victorious? Political party named Awami League, and it was under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Actually, people considered this election, or they considered their voting as a protest against the treatment towards the East Pakistanis. Okay, so it was a protest against the treatment towards the East Pakistanis. So they protested through their voting. So what was the treatment towards the East Pakistanis? They were treated as second class citizens. Okay, so East Pakistanis were treated as second class citizens, so they protested in the form of voting. They didn't give their votes to Pakistan People's Party under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Okay. Then the Pakistani rulers didn't accept. They were not ready to accept the people's verdict. Actually, the election was conducted in a democratic way, but the rulers were mainly from the West Pakistan, and they were not ready to accept the people's verdict, and they didn't accept Awami League's demand for federation. Okay, so there was a demand for separate federation from the part of East Pakistan, or Awami League. That demand was also rejected by the rulers, rejected by West Pakistan. Okay, so when elections were conducted, there was a split verdict. In West Pakistan, Pakistan People's Party became victorious, and its leader was Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Then in East Pakistan, the political party named Awami League became victorious, and its leader was Mujibur Rahman, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. So the people of East Pakistan, they considered this voting to express their protest towards their treatment. They were treated as the second class citizens in Pakistan. So the Pakistani rulers, they didn't accept the people's verdict and even the demand for a federation raised by Awami League. Okay. So in 1971, Pakistan Army arrested Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and the reign of terror started in East Pakistan, a type of rule through threatening. Okay, so in 1971, instead of accepting the demands of the East Pakistanis, 1971, the Pak Army arrested the leader of Awami League, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and reign of terror started in East Pakistan. So the people started a struggle to liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. So what was the response of East Pakistan, the people of East Pakistan? They started a struggle to liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. So it was the beginning of Bangladesh freedom movement. Okay, so when their leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the leader of East Pakistan, the leader of Awami League, was arrested by the Pak army in 1971, the people of East Pakistan, they started a struggle to liberate Bangladesh or East Pakistan from Pakistan. And in 1971, about 80 lakh refugees migrated to India from East Pakistan. So it was a great problem for India, this issue of refugees. Okay. So in 1971, about 80 lakh refugees migrated to India from East Pakistan. But India gave all support to East Pakistan, moral and material support for their freedom struggle. So India extended their moral and material support to the freedom struggle of Bangladesh or East Pakistan. And during this time, we already studied that the relationship between US and China began to develop at the end of 60s and in the beginning of 70s. Okay, so Pakistan got the help of US and China. So on one side, Bangladesh or East Pakistan was helped by India. Then Pakistan got the support of US and China. So I already mentioned China changed its policy, so there was good relations between US and China. And Henry Kissinger, the advisor of the then American President Richard Nixon, made a secret visit to China through Pakistan in July 1971. It can be asked for 1 mark. Okay, so the advisor of American President Richard Nixon, who was that? Henry Kissinger. He made a secret visit to China through Pakistan in July 1971. So during this time, India and USSR signed a 20-year treaty of peace and friendship in August 1971. We already studied that when India sought the help of USSR earlier, they remained neutral and US and Britain didn't help India at that time. But now India and USSR signed a 20-year treaty of peace and friendship in August 1971. And this treaty assured Soviet support to India if war occurs. Okay, so if war occur between India or Pakistan, Soviet support was assured through this treaty of peace and friendship, which was signed in August 1971. So Pak aircrafts attacked Indian regions of Punjab and Rajasthan, and India, the three forces of India, Army, Navy and Air Force, the three forces of India attacked both the eastern and western front. So in 1971, Pak aircrafts attacked the regions of Punjab and Rajasthan, and India retaliated both on the eastern and western front using the three forces. Okay. And Indian Army could make rapid progress in East Pakistan. It became possible through the support of local people. Okay, support of the people of East Pakistan. So Indian Army could make rapid progress in East Pakistan, and within 10 days they surrounded Dhaka, and the Pak soldiers were forced to surrender. About 90,000 soldiers were there, and they were forced to surrender. So within 10 days Dhaka was surrounded by Indian army, and about 90,000 Pak soldiers were there. They were forced to surrender to the Indian army. So India declared unilateral ceasefire, so the war came to an end. Then Shimla Agreement was signed on 3rd July 1972, and the leaders who signed the treaty were Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So Shimla Agreement signed on, very important, 3rd July 1972. Leaders who signed the agreement were Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So it was a time of national jubilation. Extreme happiness was there among the Indians. Moment of glory. Then it was a sign of India's growing military prowess. Its skill, military skill of India was showed to the whole world. So it was a sign of India's growing military prowess or skill. Okay. And Indira Gandhi was a popular leader of the time, and in 1971 Lok Sabha election she won. She could win the election, and the war, this Bangladesh war of 1971 or the Indo-Pak war of 1971 increased her popularity. And after the war there were assembly elections, and in most of the states the Congress could win. Okay, so Lok Sabha elections before the Indo-Pak war, in that election Indira could win, and her popularity became increased after the war. Then in the assembly elections which were held after the Indo-Pak war of 1971, the Congress could win this election in most of the Indian states. Okay. Then when we studied about the development planning, in the 3rd chapter, development planning, we studied that it was a time of extreme poverty, and India wanted to develop from the limited resources. Okay, so India planned its all development projects with limited resources, but these conflicts with neighbors, we already covered that Chinese conflict, Indo-Chinese conflict. So these conflicts with the neighbors diminished our resources, or the Indian planners, they were forced to divert the resources to military, to spend for the military. Okay, so after 1962 India tried much for the modernization of Indian military, and in 1962, in November 1962, Department of Defence Production was established. Then in November 1965, Department of Defence Supplies was also set up. So India was going ahead through limited resources. All the development projects were planned within these limited resources. So when conflicts with our neighbors occurred, it affected the Indian economic condition. The Indian planners were forced to use these resources for the modernization, for the development of our military, of our forces. So after 1962, that means after the Indo-China war, there were many attempts to modernize Indian military. So as a part of this modernization of Indian military, Department of Defense Production was established in November 1962, and in November 1965 Department of Defense Supplies was also established. So you already studied about the 3 5-year plans, first, second and third. So the third plan, its term was 1961 to 66. So after this third plan, there were 3 annual plans, because very limited resource, and when it was diverted to the needs of military, there was not much fund for planning the fourth 5-year plan. So after this third plan, 3 annual plans were there. Then the fourth plan started after 3 years, that is in 1969. So after wars, India's defense expenditure was also increased. After these wars, okay, India's defense expenditure was also increased. Okay. So once again, wars and peace with Pakistan, very important. It can be asked for 8 marks. Okay, as an essay question it can be asked. So wars and peace with Pakistan. So in 1947 there was a proxy war between India and Pakistan, and it was mainly on the request of the ruler of Kashmir. From Pakistan there was an attack of a tribal group over Kashmir. So the Kashmir ruler, he sought the help of India, and you already studied about that demand made by India at that time. India was ready to help Kashmir or give support in this war, and in return this kingdom of Kashmir had to join the Indian Union. So this issue was referred to UN, and this Pakistan emerged as a critical factor in India's relations with US and later with China. Then immediately after our independence, India and Pakistan followed a policy of cooperation, and this cooperative policy was followed mainly for the restoration of women to their original families. You will study about this in detail in some other chapter. Okay. So many women were abducted at the time of partition. So restoration of these women became essential. And there was a dispute between India and Pakistan over the sharing of river waters, and in this issue who played the role of mediation? The World Bank. And India and Pakistan signed the Indus Waters Treaty, and the leaders who signed the treaty were Nehru and General Ayub Khan, and it was in 1960. Then armed conflict between India and Pakistan in 1965. So after the period of Nehru, and at that time Lal Bahadur Shastri was the Prime Minister of India. So they attacked the regions of India, Run of Kutch in Gujarat and Jammu and Kashmir. So the Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri, he ordered counter offensive in Punjab border, and Indian forces reached close to Lahore. Okay. Then UN intervention. As a result of this, Tashkent Agreement was signed in January 1966. The leaders who signed the agreement were Lal Bahadur Shastri and General Ayub Khan, and it was done under the mediation of Soviet Union. and then there was a worse economic situation in India. Then Bangladesh War of 1971. So, if the question is asked about Indo-Pak wars, you have to write both these, 1965 conflict and 1971. Okay. So, in 1970, there was internal crisis in Pakistan. So, after independence, first general election occurred in Pakistan in 1971, and it resulted in a split verdict. In West Pakistan, Pakistan People's Party became victorious under the leadership of Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, and in East Pakistan, Awami League won the election, and it was under the leadership of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Actually, this voting was a protest of East Pakistanis towards the ill treatment towards them by the West Pakistan. They were treated as second-class citizens in Pakistan. So, the Pakistani rulers, they were not ready to accept the people's verdict. And Awami League made a demand of separate federation. This was also not accepted by the rulers or West Pakistan. So, in 1971, Pak army arrested the leader Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and reign of terror started in East Pakistan. So, as a response to this, people started a struggle to liberate Bangladesh from Pakistan. So, in 1971, India had to accommodate about 80 lakh refugees who migrated from East Pakistan. So, during the time of Bangladesh freedom movement, India gave its moral and material support to the freedom struggle of Bangladesh. And Pakistan got the support of US and China. So, after the policy of isolation, China and US developed good relations at the end of 1960s or in the beginning of 70s. So, they jointly gave their support to Pakistan. And during this time, in July 1971, the advisor of Richard Nixon, the American president, named Henry Kissinger, made a secret visit to China through Pakistan. And India and USSR signed a 20-year treaty, very important 20-year treaty of peace and friendship in August 1971. 20-year treaty of peace and friendship. Later it was extended. Then assured, this treaty assured Soviet support to India in case of war. Then Pakistan aircrafts attacked Punjab and Rajasthan. Then both the eastern and western fronts were attacked by India using the three forces. Indian army could make rapid progress in East Pakistan with the support of local people. And within 10 days, they could surround Dhaka, and the Indian army, before the Indian army who surrendered, the Pak soldiers, about 90,000 soldiers were there. They were forced to surrender in front of the Indian army. And India declared unilateral ceasefire, and Shimla agreement was signed on 3rd July 1972. Shimla agreement 1972, 3rd July. The leaders who signed the agreement were Indira Gandhi and Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. So it was a period of national jubilation or extreme happiness was there, unlike the Chinese conflict. At that time, it was a period of national humiliation. So now, national jubilation or extreme happiness, moment of glory. Then the war showed or the war was considered as a sign of India's growing military prowess or ability or skill. In 1971 Lok Sabha elections, Indira Gandhi could win the election, but the war increased her popularity, and after the war there were assembly elections in different states, and in these elections the Congress could win in most of the states. And about our development planning, the resources were very limited. So when India planned its development projects through these limited resources, the Indian planners were forced to divert these resources for the modernization of Indian military, especially after the Indo-China conflict of 1962. So, as a part of military modernization, Department of Defense Production was established in November 1962, and Department of Defense Supplies was established in November 1965. Then third plan, the period of third plan was 1961-66. So after the third plan, actually the third plan was not properly implemented because of these wars. After the third plan, there were 3 annual plans. So the fourth plan came after 3 years, that was in 1969. So after wars, India's defense expenditure became increased. Okay.